Hey guys, what's going on? Not your average Joe here, and not your average keto. Just wanted to give you guys a little motivational video to carry on from my last video. I know I did the Michigan shirt 2X compared to the large. So now I'm just gonna try to do a video about my blood work. A little quick video, just kind of share my blood work, where it was, where it is, and just show you guys a comparison after about almost a year. It was about 11 months when I got my blood work done. So I just want to do an update on where my blood work was actually about 3 months prior to keto, and where my blood work has been about a month ago, which was 11 months after keto started. Like I've said, I'm not a medical professional. Do not rely on me for medical advice. I'm just giving you guys my own experience, trying to keep things simple. Just trying to keep it so maybe I can answer some basic questions to keep you guys motivated, keep you guys moving forward, not get so scientific on you, but kind of give just day-to-day things that we all come into contact with, whether it's food, recipes, blood work, just different things, weight loss, the weight, the inches, stuff like that. So that way you guys will be able to relate and not be so mixed up and confused and overwhelmed. So don't forget to give that thumbs up to that video, subscribe to my channel, and like my Facebook page. And just share this with your friends and family, other people you may know that want to do keto or have been interested in keto. Just share it with them so we can get the word out there and help other people. All right, so about my blood work. So I had a comprehensive metabolic panel done about April 18th of last year. So this was literally 3 months before we started keto on July 16th. So I'm going to give you guys the rundown of comparison from then, and then I'll give you the number afterwards, which it was in June of this year. So pretty much a year and 2 months later, but it was 11 months after I started keto. So there's two numbers that I want to give you guys because these are liver numbers. So I was told a few years back that I had a fatty liver disease. And they tell that by two numbers. An ALT and AST are two numbers. One is alanine aminotransferase, ALT, and the other one is AST, which is aspartate aminotransferase. So what these do is they both check for liver damage, and they kind of just go by those numbers to know if you may have fatty liver disease, and then they'll take that further to be in an ultrasound, which they did with me and found I had fatty liver. I have not had the ultrasound done since, but my numbers before keto were 26 for the AST and 44 for the ALT. My AST now is 15, and my ALT is also 15. The range is 0 to 37. So for AST, so I was at 26, so you can see that was kind of elevated. And the ALT range is 0 to 53, so you can see the 44 was elevated. But both have come significantly down. So I'm sure my doctor doesn't even want to do an ultrasound because he's probably thinking I might not have fatty liver disease, or if I do, it's not severe anymore. Probably will talk to him more about it in 6 months when I see him again. So move on to A1C. A1C is a number for pre-diabetic people, diabetic people. They go by this number to know if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic. Typical range for that, standard range, is 4.6 to 6.5. Pretty much anything over 6, most doctors will consider that pre-diabetic or diabetic. Some will consider it being 5.6, 5.8 and above. It's literally doctor to doctor, but the average is literally anything over 6. So last year in April, I apologize, I was 6.4. So literally 11 months of doing keto, I dropped to 5.8, which is pretty significant, I think. Some people may look at it and be like, that's not very significant, but a drop is a drop. Like I say with you guys with weight loss, a pound is a pound. So 0.6 is significant to me to think that probably took me out of pre-diabetic, or at least made my doctor not worry about diabetes anymore. Hence why he took me off of metformin, which is a pre-diabetic medicine. So cholesterol numbers. My total cholesterol prior to keto was 137. After it was 233. Now, before we get into this and people go, whoa, your cholesterol went up, we'll get into that again deeper after I read off the rest of this lipid panel. My triglycerides were 128, which is pretty high. The range is 0 to 149. So I was pretty high up on the range. They consider high 150 to 199. Borderline is anything under 150 to 100. Mine dropped to 83 after keto. Pretty significant change, definitely a huge improvement. This number is a number that doctors go by for heart disease, blood pressure issues. So I'm sure I made my doctor definitely much happier with seeing that number. My HDL, which is usually a genetic sign of heart disease or just another significant number they go by for heart disease. My number last year was 30.9, which is quite low. You want to be more than 39. My number after doing keto for 11 months was 38.1. So I'm literally right there, about to go over the normal range, the standard range. So I am almost good, which is pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. Now, the LDL. Here's what relates to the total cholesterol. My LDL before was 80. So you take the LDL, and I'm not sure the calculation that they end up getting the total to 137, but mine now was 178, which is why my number went up to 233. So the LDL flagged my doctor after he had just taken me off my atorvastatin, which is a cholesterol medicine. Flagged him to be like, I want to put you back on it. Well, I've been watching a lot of videos about LDL and how it does raise with keto diet. And I wasn't very excited to hear he wanted me to put back on a pill. I had just been taking off blood pressure pills also, 3 of them. So I try and eliminate pills from my diet. So I kind of asked him about this test called a lipoprotein analysis by NMR. What this does is it takes your LDL and does a more definitive test on the LDL. So what I understand, like I said, I am not a medical professional, but what I understand is there's 2 types of LDL. There's a particle A and a particle B. Particle A is a large, fluffy type of LDL, and that's kind of what you want. The small type particle B is not what you want. So if you have the large, fluffy kind, it tends to make your number go up for your LDL because of the large. But because they are the fluffy LDL, I am not exactly sure why, but this is the better of the LDL. I can refer you to Dr. Berg. He does a lot of videos about this, and I believe actually that Thomas DeLauer also does some videos about this, and they get a little bit more scientific than I am. Like I said, I want this channel to be basic. I do not want to get too detailed and confused and overwhelm you guys. So when I did this test, it came back with the range for LDL particle number is supposed to be less than 1,000. Mine was 2,104. So my doctor was definitely flagged for this to say, well, we should put you back on your statin. But when we looked at the LDL size, my LDLs are 21.1 for size, which falls into pattern A, which is anything above 20.6. So mine are significantly the larger type of LDL. So me and him both talked about it. Not going to refer to my doctor, not going to put his name on here. It's none of, I don't want to put his name out there. It's, there's no need for that. This isn't about him. It's about me. But we agreed to wait until 6 months. Look at this again. Maybe run another lipoprotein analysis, as I did have to pay for most of this out of my pocket. So it wasn't that much. I think it was maybe $10 to $20. My insurance did cover some. But it's something we can look at again in 6 months and reevaluate. And I'm just pretty happy with those numbers. I mean, over all of it, overall, I'm pretty happy with these numbers. The triglycerides significantly. This is definitely something, if you look into it more, you will see triglycerides is something that they go by more often. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please comment on my videos, like them, share them, let other people know. And I will try to share screenshots of all these in this video. And that way you guys get more, definitive results, and you can see this from the actual paperwork and not just take my word for it. So you guys take care, keep ketoing on, and God bless.